Hello, my name is Brian Linnekens, and I'm the President of Global Innovation Development. Many people may think that the construction contractor's job starts once the project actually breaks ground and the actual construction begins. But this really couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, the contractor's job begins right at the very beginning of the design process, often before the engineer has even started designing the structural or mechanical systems of the project. In fact, during the initial schematic design phase of really any project, a successful developer will have the contractor performing ongoing rough cost evaluations for the project based upon certain structural and mechanical assumptions that the contractor will make. A skilled contractor can rely on their prior work experience with certain particular product types to provide rough cost estimates for your project well before the serious design is even commenced. Then, as the design phases continue, the contractor will be instrumental in the value engineering of the progress of the project. With each new iteration of the design, the contractor will revise his construction estimates for the project, allowing the developer to track the cost of each change. A skilled contractor can also be more proactive in the value engineering process by suggesting alternative design features or cost-effective materials that may not be immediately considered by either the architect or the engineer. This is because a good contractor is really an expert in new materials and systems and products that are introduced to the industry on an ongoing basis. Having this type of insight contributed to your value engineering process can absolutely be invaluable. But once the design is complete and the project does break ground, then the contractor's so-called real work begins. The contractor is responsible for the physical construction of the project, including soliciting bids from and then hiring the subcontractors and material suppliers. The contractor is legally responsible for building a safe project, and therefore they must take extra care when screening and selecting certain particularly dangerous trades. These are things like electricians, roofers, and plumbers, and framers. During the construction, the contractor has a broad range of power over the project. Depending upon the particular situation, and also the contractual rights granted to the contractor by the developer, one such power that a contractor may have is the right to demand, or at least request, what are known as change orders. A change order is a written request by the contractor to change some design aspect of the project, usually in order to satisfy certain site constraints. Change orders are usually subject to the architect's review and approval, but a smart developer will also keep careful track of the change orders, as they tend to really increase the cost of the project, sometimes rather rapidly. Contractors are generally compensated in one of two ways: either a fixed price or a cost-plus basis. With a fixed price or a lump sum bid, the contractor gives the developer an exact dollar figure for the cost of the project, including all the cost of the subcontractors, the materials, and the contractor's own profit. On the other hand, a cost-plus bid means that the contractor still gives the developer a projected cost of the project, but the contractor earns his or her itemized fee on top of the other costs. Now, there are benefits and drawbacks for each, but generally, I've seen that most experienced developers prefer a cost-plus basis. This is for several reasons, but one is that a cost-plus basis doesn't require a full set of construction drawings in order to prepare the bid. And as such, the contractor can get involved in the project much earlier. In addition, with any fixed-price contract, there are risks of cost overrides. So the contractor typically pads the bid to accommodate for this fact, which really just increases the cost of the project. But in the case of a fixed price bid, if the developer then works hard to secure lower cost materials or labor, the benefit all goes into the contractor's pocket. So typically most developers prefer a cost plus basis for compensation of their contractors. But again, this is really generally speaking. Under a cost plus contract, the written contract should specify the exact costs of the construction services, including the labor, salaries of management, supplies, and all the subcontractor services. Then the contractor will calculate his or her own fee separately and itemize this fee in the contract. A smart developer will also include certain incentives in the contract to encourage the contractor to finish the project quickly and cost effectively. These can include bonuses if the contractor brings the project in under budget, or if the contractor finishes the project faster than the construction timeline indicates. There can also be penalties if the contractor comes in over budget or is late. One of my favorite clauses to add into a construction contract is a liquidated damages clause, which comes into play in the event that the project comes in late. This clause would entitle the developer to a cash payment from the contractor for each day that he or she is late with the project. These clauses can be particularly effective in connection with subcontractors because it can really motivate them to make your project a priority over the other ones in their pipeline. A successful project really depends upon careful selection of the right contractor. The right contractor can help save you time and money and can deliver a successful and timely project to you. So just make sure that you're careful with this selection and keep on top of their activities throughout the entire construction process. Good luck and have a great day.